All right, so we all know about mobility. Mobility is our ability to move through the world with control. We've talked about that in quite a few of my previous videos, and I think that is very important. In fact, it's probably the most important thing that you can have in your workout routine. However, there is a drawback to mobility. You see, I had a client back in the day that every time they would jump and land, they'd feel pain in their lower back, and that pain would radiate all the way down their leg. So what we had to do is we tried to strengthen their core by doing some back extensions. We worked on their planks. We even worked on their balance with single leg bendovers and single leg stands. However, they still had an issue with their spine. So as we looked into it, we looked how they were moving and pretty much noticed that every time they jumped, they didn't have any stability in the spine. Now let's take a look at Larry the spine here. Now, when you jump, you're going to have a little bit of a release in the pressure in your lower back. Essentially, you're going to have some space in your lower back because you're not grounding. Now, when you land, it compresses back together. Now, what you want to do here to create that stability as opposed to mobility in your spine, you want to do what's called a Valsalva maneuver. Okay, so I'm going to explain what that Valsalva maneuver is in a second. So what that Valsalva maneuver does, it helps stabilize the spine. It helps contract the muscles around the spine. So when you actually jump, your spine isn't going to separate. It's going to stay in the same exact compact position, and it's going to land in the same position. All right, so what is a Valsalva maneuver? Essentially, a Valsalva maneuver is this. You're going to inhale, hold your breath, execute the movement, and then exhale. Now, what you're doing with that Valsalva maneuver, you're creating intra-abdominal pressure. What that is that you're essentially inflating your lungs up like a balloon, holding everything tight so you can hold that air in, and you're moving your body. That's going to tense up your abs, and it's going to tense up your lower back, and it's going to help your spine from moving side to side. See, if you have herniations in your spine, we've talked about that before, where your discs are sticking out any way, any direction, you have your vertebrae or your disc sticking out in any direction, well then you're going to have instability in your spine. Now, there's not really a way you can correct that without surgery, but what you can do is you can prevent any further mobilization of your spine through that Valsalva maneuver. Obviously, you can't do that throughout the day, but you can do it when you're working out. And you can also help improve that, obviously, by working on your core. Exercises like planks, obviously doing crunches, full sit-ups. Full sit-ups probably wouldn't actually recommend for people that have any herniations in their lower back. But if you are actually trying to stabilize your spine, you can do that by working on your core. Another way to stabilize yourself, we talked about this in previous videos as well, is single leg stands and single leg bendovers. Those are two exercises that help you stabilize your hips, knees, and feet so that when you stand on one foot, you won't fall over. So stability is the name of the game. You obviously, as I said, you want to have mobility. You want to be as mobile as possible so that when you move through the world, you can control yourself. But you also want to make sure that you have stability so that when you do move yourself through the world, you also can control it and have the stability to maintain that hold. Okay? So I hope that this information helped you. I hope that it pretty much answers all your questions, at least in terms of stability and mobility. And if you do have any more questions, feel free to leave the comments down below in the comment section. I would also love for you to subscribe to this channel because if you do, you'll be notified to our next question, which will be next week. All right, so thanks again for watching and listening, and as always, keep good company.